Going over to the cultural part podcast, you have the Snow White actress Rachel Zegler, well, trashing the original intellectual property of Snow White yet again and going viral, which she is very talented in that regard. Now, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness on the good old X, or some people still call it Twitter. And he says, quote, Disney literally hired the most insufferable human alive to be Snow White, which, as far as there's not the community notes here, there's not a fact check, but the fact check would be, in fact, true. And it's about 51 seconds of insufferability, but yeah, this is who they thought would be a good choice when they thought, we're going to remake Snow White as live action, which, again, we'll see if, I don't even know if that idea, I don't even know if the concept could be profitable, because again, you're going from cartoon to live action. It's also Disney, so they really don't know how to make money these days. They're really good at losing money and losing billions of dollars, thanks to the ineptitudes of their leadership over there. Yeah. Somehow Kathleen Kennedy still has a job. Almost like a government job or a union. No matter how many times she destroys intellectual property, loses money, she still is gainfully employed. It's quite fascinating. But without too much further ado, here's Rachel Zegler. And this is, again, this video, I believe this is from 2023, but it's going viral again.
No longer 1937.
She's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
So we're going to remake the movie without the core concept of the movie. Great job, Disney. I'm sure this movie will make a profit. Haha, that's sarcasm.
And the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
I don't know. She looks like a weird fish with that overbite, with that mouth. Granted, I don't have much of a soapbox. I don't have much ground to stand on when it comes to looks, but still, I mean, she looks awkward as hell. That's coming from me. I don't know why that phrase is so annoying. Evidently so.
Evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story.
Yes, that is the whole purpose of the film. It is a love story.
With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah.
Stalks her? You mean he visits the place where she's sleeping? Again, it's probably been 20 plus years since I remember seeing that film. But yeah, the story is the prince goes and kisses her. I mean, wakes her from the sleep, the apple. Because that's the other funny thing. The evil, like the original intellectual property was it the evil stepmom or whatever, was jealous of Snow White's looks. And of course, in pure Disney fashion, now the princess is very much the ugly duckling in comparison to the queen. So, if they did find a way to make it even more unrealistic of a scenario.
Weird. So we didn't do that this time. I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again.
How would you be scared of that cartoon? Of all the cartoons, of all the intellectual properties out there, that's the one you're scared of? Really? I don't know what she's wearing. It looks like a buttoned up, a collared shirt. Yeah, she has fashion acumen of me in middle school, perhaps. Okay, no one's that bad, but still, it's pretty low.
I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years. The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women.
Actually, no. Let's get 1 second long. I'll let her finish her insufferability.
Ideas of women being in roles of power. No longer.
Yeah, actually, the nice thing about films that back then is they really didn't incorporate many things that changed in terms of like items in the movies or a MacGuffin or like the main object of the film. One of the reasons why those older cartoons are more timeless is because they don't really interact with the objects that would date them. Like nowadays, if you watch a film from even 5 years ago, it's almost comical when you see the cell phones in the film because they're so rudimentary because the technology moves so quick. Same with most objects when it comes to films. They really date them. Now, the concepts for a lot of films, you see a lot of the same tales and core morals repeat, throughout history. There's some people that say there's really only 6 stories, and they just are all slightly different iterations of those. And yeah, I don't know how dumb Disney is. Well, we know they're mentally vacuous to the extreme, but they hired someone who hates the original intellectual property. I mean, wouldn't it be smart to hire someone who is passionate about Disney? So imagine if they hired an attractive gal with a brain as well, it would help, who was like, when I was a kid growing up, this was my favorite film. I love Disney. I love this thing. I dreamed about this role for my whole life. Hire that person or Rachel Zegler? Which one would you hire? Anyone with a brain cell would say, yes, obviously you hire the person who's passionate about the company, the passionate about the original story. Because again, there are gals who have dreamt about this story for decades. There are people who would love this opportunity, would cherish it, yet she's complaining. And it's going viral yet again. And there's a lot of speculation. Some people say this movie might never even come out. Because again, keep in mind, a big part of the budget for films is the advertising and marketing. Disney really tapered that last year, and they put the brakes on releasing it last year. Some people are saying they won't even publish it this year. I think officially it's supposed to come out in April, but they pushed it they've pushed the release date multiple times. So I'm pretty skeptical in terms of, will this actually really come to the forefront? Now, this went pretty viral again, got 10.2 million views, which is quite a few to say the least. Now, one of the first comments coming from Paul Zupa saying, quote, Disney needs to go out of business just like legacy media and the rest of all companies. The sooner, the better, getting 5.4 thousand likes. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, not surprised, Disney is trash, getting 2.6 thousand likes, which I don't know about that. That is kind of an insult to trash. Some trash could actually be upcycled in terms of art or maybe repurposing. Debatably, I'm not sure if you could do that with the Disney staff these days. They've fired a lot of the free thinkers, and I mean, they kind of kept all the wokeness there. Based Electrician also says, quote, right actress, wrong role. And they have Rachel Zegler with some Photoshop so that she's actually the, I thought there was two characters. So there's a witch, and there's a witch. Yeah, as a witch. They got 4,000 likes. Can we make it 4.1? No, but nevertheless, I did like it as well. Going back to the main commentary here, you have America Papa Bear saying, quote, I'm sure to never watch this trash, getting 700 likes. AKA says, hard facts, getting 111 likes. Cash Loren says, Ziegler is the worst, getting 20 likes. Let's see. Scrolling down more and more. Anti-left meme says, would you buy Nintendo if Disney bought them? And it's Mario has been changed to a large African-American woman in a wheelchair. And it got 2,000 likes. Anti-woke memes also says, what is Disney doing? And it's the picture that says Dublin, Ireland annually hosts the largest redhead festival in the world. It has all those gals there. And it's a joke because, the Disney remake is African-American gals. Got 2.8 thousand likes. Eddie says, Snow woke, I won't see it. I'll stick with the 1950 shit, getting 1.6 thousand likes. Let's see, any country, let's see. This one's good. The Traditional Rebellion says, quote, nobody cares about Disney anymore. It has the old Indiana Jones, the OG one, the original one of the trilogy. There's only 3 of them, remember. And he has Harrison Ford before he takes the golden statue. So he's sitting there. Harrison Ford is labeled Disney. And the little golden statue is labeled a well-established franchise. And then instead of the bag of sand, which in the movie he uses to try to replicate the weight of the idol, well, it's the bag of sand is labeled gay shit, and he's taking away a well-established franchise, to replace it, which got 267 likes. So I'm not. Here's someone who actually has a little clip of the original cartoon in GIF form, getting 623 likes. And a lot of people saying Snow White should also be played by a white gal, which again, that's another thing Disney and Netflix they get a lot of critique for, because they pretty much swap the races every time, only when it's in that way, and they don't do the opposite, of course. But yeah, that's another big critique of this film as well. And I mean, Disney's lost so much money. I don't know if is it even possible for them to make a profit on any of this. I mean, I don't know. I'm so skeptical. Let me know. I don't think they'll actually make a profit if they do even release it, because so many people don't like it. And don't get me wrong, there's still a market for this new film, mostly San Francisco, maybe Minnesota. But let me know. Do you think will Disney actually publish Snow White this year? And what do you think the public reaction will be? Will be overall the sentiment be really great, will everyone like it, or will they just reject it and Disney will lose money on a film yet again? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your enemies, heck, tell your coworkers, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.